Cats are usually lively beings. However, situations can occur in a cat's life that can affect their mood and, in the worst case, lead to severe depression. When this happens, cat owners often do not recognize it or recognize it too late. But of course, it is important to help your furry friend. In this video, you will learn which behaviors in your cat may indicate depression and what you should do. Number 1. More sleep. Just like in humans, depression in cats leads to a higher need for sleep and a lack of motivation to get up and be active. Cats generally have a high sleep requirement. They sleep and doze for about 16 hours a day. So much sleep time is completely normal and healthy, and even if it is a bit more one day, you don't have to worry right away. However, if your cat spends more time than usual sleeping over a period of several days, it may be a sign of depression. The fatal thing about it is that the more they sleep and doze, the worse the depression gets. If you notice that your beloved cat is sleeping unusually much and lying around lethargically, try to encourage them to get up and be active. Number 2. Less grooming. Cats are very clean animals. Having dirty fur is absolutely unthinkable for them, and they do not accept dirty claws on themselves either. You have probably already observed how devoted and perfectionist your cat is in their grooming. On average, cats spend 6 hours a day cleaning themselves. There may be deviations from day to day and depending on the cat, but you know your beloved pet and how long they usually groom themselves. If you notice that your cat has been much less concerned with their cleanliness for several days, it may be a sign of depression. This is especially true if your cat has dirt on their fur, paws, or face and does not bother to clean themselves. Number 3. Apathy. Depressed cats not only have less interest in their grooming but also in everything that happens around them. Even when awake, they lie or sit around for long periods of time, staring uninterestedly into space. To a certain extent, it is normal for cats not to be interested in their surroundings, as they are selective about what and whom they pay attention to. However, when your cat suffers from depression, the apathetic state becomes the norm and the curiosity that is part of every cat's character disappears. Instead of attentively looking, listening, exploring everything, and reacting to environmental stimuli, the furry friend appears introverted and absent. Number 4. Lack of motivation. In addition to apathy, there is a lack of motivation, meaning a lack of willingness to get up and be active. This is just like in humans. With depression, you simply sit or lie down. Every movement takes great effort, and it seems impossible to motivate oneself to exercise or engage in a fun activity. The same goes for your cat when they are depressed. Usually, they love to play and romp around, but with depression, that is simply not possible as it paralyzes the body. If you notice that your pet is moving less than usual and not in the mood to play, it can be a clear alarm signal. In the worst case, depressed cats cannot even be motivated to play with their favorite toy. If you notice longer phases of apathy and lack of motivation in your beloved pet, you should not leave them to their gloomy mood, but rather try to motivate them to play even more. Number 5. Refusal to eat. Depression is often accompanied by a lack of appetite. Therefore, the food bowl of a depressed cat is often only half full or even completely full. Everything tastes bland to them in this mood and they have no motivation to eat because they lack the joy of life. Of course, it could be that your indoor cat simply doesn't have a big appetite at the moment or that their stomach is upset. It's also possible that they don't like the type of food you gave them or that you filled the bowl too full. However, if you notice that your cat is leaving larger amounts of food uneaten over a few days and also has no usual interest in treats, this could be a sign of depression. A good test is their favorite food. If they show no interest in it, it's a very serious warning sign that they are not in a good condition. Number 6. Social withdrawal. Depression also reduces the interest in social contacts. Depressed cats want to be alone with their gloomy mood. Therefore, they often withdraw and avoid contact with both their humans and other cats. A certain need for peace and time for themselves is completely normal, because cats also don't want constant chaos around them. They determine themselves when and how they want to be active and when they have had enough and need a break. As with sleep, the key here is moderation. If your beloved feline is withdrawing more frequently and for longer periods than normal, try to motivate them to engage in activities together. If they show no interest or even react defensively, it's a sure sign that they are not in a good psychological state. Number 7. Dismissive body language. Our house cats tell us a lot about what's going on inside them, not just through meowing, but also through their body language. If you observe your cat closely, you can read important clues from their posture and facial expressions. Depressed cats literally give their owners the cold shoulder. If your cat is suffering from depression, they won't turn their head to look at you when you speak to them, or even deliberately look in the other direction. You can tell from their entire posture that they are withdrawn and prefer to be alone. They sit with their back to you, their movements appear sluggish, and they seem to have collapsed into themselves. They also literally hang their head. Depressed cats lower their head and look at the ground, and when they look up, they keep their head lowered. You can also tell from the expression in their eyes that your beloved cat is sad. While cats don't cry like humans, their gaze shows how down they are. Number 8. Aggressive behavior. In some cats suffering from depression, their displeasure is also shown in aggressive behavior. There is a good reason for this. They are unhappy with their situation and that makes them angry. So, if your cat suddenly scratches, bites, or destroys your furnishings, it doesn't have to be a sign of a behavioral disorder, but may possibly also be due to depression. Sometimes cats are really disappointed in their owners and that's why they're angry at them, especially if you're not giving them enough attention, love, and shared activities. However, not always the one who feels the aggression is at fault. It may be that your cat is depressed and aggressive for other reasons and that you are simply their vent. Either way, you must not be angry with your cat, as it's behaving like that because it doesn't feel well. If you get angry, everything will only get worse. Number 9. Unfounded fear. Especially when depression is triggered by a traumatic event, your pet may also exhibit unfounded fear in addition to depressive behavior. They suddenly startle at things that previously did not frighten them, become timid and withdrawn, and appear constantly tense. When you try to approach them, they feel intimidated and withdraw even more. Anxiety disorders and depression can occur independently of each other, but they can also be caused by the same event. It is also possible that a cat first has an anxiety disorder and then falls into depression because they feel restricted in their life due to their anxiety and do not feel comfortable. Would you like to know how your cat shows you that they need more love? Click on the left image to find out in our video. If you're interested in learning about the 6 surprising habits of unhappy cats, click on the right image to watch our video on this topic.